The other day, YouTuber Angry Joe put up his disappointing games of the year of 2025. It's an interesting video. Check him out. He's an interesting YouTuber for sure. But one of the games that came up was Assassin's Creed Shadows, which got me thinking Assassin's Creed franchise has gone on a long time. Now, this review is going to be kind of different where I'm going to look at it as a whole. There are games that I didn't play on in this franchise. So it's kind of going to be all over the place, which is what I like to do. You know, me rambling, blah, 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 blah. I'm old. Old people like to ramble. Um, so my experience with Assassin's Creed, I did play the original game when it came out. I was bored as hell. The kind of linear, I say, point A to point B. It's been forever since I played it. Just didn't really interest me. I like the concept. Stealth game. Always a fan of stealth games, but Assassin's Creed never really kicked off for me. So those games early on, other than the first one, didn't touch. Then came Assassin's Creed Origins, which opened up its an open world concept, totally changed the gameplay style, had me in very interested. So I played it and I loved it. What Assassin's Creed is cool for is setting in different eras of history. I really love that concept. What I don't like is the futuristic side of the story. I hate it. I've always hated it because it's boring. I don't know like how many times I've skipped through Origins and Odyssey, and a little bit of Valhalla because I didn't play that through. Of those sequences where I'm like, come on, just press A, skip this thing, let's get this over with because I wanted to get back to the actual cool historical character. I think that, and forget about the movie. The live movie was awful. I think that if they just strictly had it set with the historical time period, would have been fine. They didn't need that futuristic stuff in there, but whatever. I'm not a writer. I'm not the good person that made these games, but I loved Assassin's Creed Origins and I loved Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is my favorite all time Assassin's Creed game. But again, I didn't play them all. So everybody has their own kind of pick. I get it. I heard a lot of people like Black Flag. So, um, Valhalla was the game that kind of turned me off of Assassin's Creed because it felt, other than the time period and the Viking sort of concept, in the historical era there, it felt same controls, same sort of leveling structure. It just didn't add anything for me to make me continue to play that game all the way through. So because I've like played video games all these years and trends and so on, the trend faded fast for me. So I replayed Assassin's Creed Origins and I replayed Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Those are my games right there. Assassin's Creed Shadows, I was hopeful of it because obviously it takes place in Japan during a time period. But the more and more I saw reviews and people talking about it and actually watch gameplay, I'm like, what the hell? First of all, I've never liked the two character system. Um, Playing one character and then another character. At least with like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you got to pick which character you wanted to play as. I'd be fine with that all the way through the whole game. But Assassin's Creed Shadows, I don't like playing two characters. You play the game for one with one character all the way through, or another character all the way through in the entirety of the game. Um, Jumping back and forth, I never liked that in video games. It's my own opinion, of course, because it reminds me of Resident Evil Zero, which I absolutely hated, with the jump back and forth of the characters, and you had to control both. Um, awful system. If they ever remake that game, I hope to God that you can play through the game with one or the other, and I don't know, have the other controlled by AI throughout the whole game or something. Because to me, video games have never gotten it right in either playing with two characters at the same time. In very rare occasions, there've been some games that has been okay, but I can't remember those. Um, but again, Assassin's Creed Shadows with the gameplay and what I saw there, it just was like a turn off for me, and I was like, nah, I'm not playing it. And it looked like it was the same sort of deal with kind of open world, but like there's nothing new that was really brought to the table for the game, other than I think the grappling hook, if I'm not mistaken, where it looks like you can use it like a grappling hook in that game. Fair enough. That kind of reminds me of old Tenchu, the Tenchu video game series there. Those games, that's what it reminded me of. But yeah, Assassin's Creed as a whole, I think, in concept is cool with the different eras and everything. It's just that I think, for me personally, I think it's just a tiresome franchise at this point. Um, they'll probably remake the first game. I can see that happening, or they'll remake one of their biggest hits, but that won't save this franchise. You know, I think it's had its run, it's had its success. Um, so Ubisoft will have to see, right? I think their titles, like I'm very surprised at this point that they haven't come out with a new Splinter Cell game. I've heard rumors that read rumors that they're working on a remake of the first Splinter Cell. I'm actually fine with that because I can't go back and play the old ones. They're just too clunky. They're cool still, but the controls and whatnot are just not. If they had the controls in, like, say, Splinter Cell Conviction as an example, or Blacklist in those old games, oh boy, I'd be back and playing them, but we'll see. I think Ubisoft has to kind of give this franchise a break, let it kind of cool off for a while, and then maybe come back with a sort of reinvention of it somehow. I don't know. Just be spewing out stuff here. But that's kind of my weird review of this franchise here. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'll always go back and play that. I love the era. I love the Spartan stuff. I love the secret bosses in that game. What was it? The two Cyclops. Well, one of them doesn't really count of the main four, but you have the Cyclops, the Minotaur, Medusa, and the Sphinx. But the Sphinx is not really a boss fight. It's more like you got to answer riddles or get smoked. Surprisingly, I never answered those riddles wrong yet. Um, I love the whole cultist track they have in that game where you have to find and take out the cult members, and you have to get like clues and stuff. That's really neat. The DLC they came out with, like Atlantis and stuff, was awesome. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey was like the perfect Assassin's Creed game for me. But Assassin's Creed Origins, I love the Egyptian concept there. I've always been a sucker for that era and exploring that too. And both Origins and Odyssey had really cool stories, cinematics, and everything. And when I played Valhalla, when I got that, I was so disappointed with it because it, even the story wasn't as strong for me personally, and it just took the sales out of carrying on playing these games. So let me know in the comments what your favorite Assassin's Creed game is all time. Be interested to know. And what do you think the future for this game is, and what do you think Ubisoft has to do to kind of rejuvenate this franchise? Anyway, I'll leave it at that.